Hello and welcome our blood viewers to RCT's News English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. The head of state chairs the 10th meeting of the Council of Ministers. And on the international scene, adoption of a UN Security Council resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza proposed by the United States. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The 10th cabinet meeting convened on June 11, 2024 under the leadership of President Ismail Omar Guelleh. Key discussions and approvals included the Ministry of Budget. The meeting reviewed and approved the first budget law for the fiscal year 2023. The law provided a comprehensive overview of the state budget's financial performance, revealing a deficit primarily due to exceeded expenditures compared to initial projections. Despite economic growth, there were challenges such as inflation fluctuations and the need for government interventions to address price tensions and support vulnerable populations. The Ministry of Budget, a decree was passed to establish an unified geodetic reference framework across the national territory. This initiative aimed to modernize land data management by implementing a standardized geodetic system for all geodetic and cartographic activities. The framework's adoption would streamline land-related processes and improve access to land for citizens. Ministry of Commerce and Tourism, the Cabinet ratified the General Agreement on Trade between Djibouti and Ethiopia. This agreement, signed in 2017, aimed to bolster trade cooperation between the two countries, aligning with Djibouti's broader vision to become a commercial hub in Africa by 2035. The agreement covered various trade aspects and emphasized regional and continental cooperation to foster economic development. Additionally, ministers provided detailed reports on their participation in international events and missions. The Ministry of Economy and Finance highlighted involvement in the 59th annual meetings of the African Development Bank, emphasizing engagement with international financial institutions to support economic growth. The Minister of Health reported on participation in the 77th World Health Assembly, addressing global health challenges and specific issues such as acute flaccid paralysis. Other ministers shared updates on engagements related to infrastructure development, youth affairs, digital innovation, and international cooperation. This report underscored the government's commitment to addressing multifaceted challenges and advancing national development goals through both domestic policies and international collaborations.
Sur la période, avec une croissance projetée de 6,8%, sous réserve des risques liés à la situation dans les pays voisins et en mer Rouge. L'impact des perturbations dans la mer Rouge, qui affectent principalement les transbordements et ne représente que 6% de l'activité portuaire, semble jusqu'à présent limité. Donc, les opérations du budget de l'État pour l'exercice 2023 156 milliards 413 millions de francs Djibouti, d'où il ressort donc un déficit budgétaire de moins 13 milliards 284 millions de francs Djibouti. La deuxième question donc concerne un projet de décret portant adoption d'un référentiel géodésique unique pour tous les travaux géodésiques cartographiques sur l'ensemble du territoire national. Ce projet de décret a pour objet d'instituer un nouveau référentiel géodésique unique pour l'utilisation optimale des paramètres de transformation des données cadastrales et la projection de données cartographiques mises en place par la Direction des domaines et de la conservation foncière avec l'approbation des institutions clés de la gestion urbaine et foncière du pays. Ce référentiel géodésique précis va ainsi unifier tous les réseaux de coordonnées disponibles actuellement sur le territoire national et sera utilisé désormais pour tous les travaux topographiques à effectuer. Dans le cadre de la mise en place de ce nouveau référentiel géodésique, visant à moderniser le système cadastral de gestion des données géospatiales, des activités relatives au renforcement des capacités ont été réalisées au profit de la direction des domaines et de la conservation foncière pour mener à bien les opérations de restructuration. Les opérations donc de restructuration et d'alignement dans les quartiers ciblés par la mise à niveau et l'amélioration d'accès aux fonciers pour les habitants. La troisième question concerne un projet de loi portant ratification de l'accord général de commerce entre la République de Djibouti et la République fédérale et démocratique d'Éthiopie. En 2017, Djibouti et l'Éthiopie ont signé un accord général sur le commerce. Cet accord abroge celui signé à Addis Abeba le 15 décembre 1979. Cet accord permet la promotion et la facilitation de la coopération commerciale et le développement des échanges conformément aux lois en vigueur dans chaque pays. Cet accord et continentaux tels que l'IGAD, l'initiative de la Corne de l'Afrique, le COMESA ou encore la ZLECAf. Cet accord instaure aussi la création.
The Head of State, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, has sent a message of congratulations to Mr. Vladimir Putin in the context of the commemoration of Russian National Day. The people and government of Djibouti join me in expressing the hope of greater well-being, development and prosperity for the friendly nation of Russia, wrote President Guelleh in the telegram sent to Mr. Putin. Your country is all the more right to celebrate its National Day with pomp and grandeur, as it has long served as a successful model of development, noted the head of state in the same document, reiterating his best wishes for a happy holiday to all the friendly Russian people. The President of the National Assembly, Mr. Deleta Mohamed Deleta, received a farewell visit on Tuesday, February 11th, a farewell visit from the representative of the Embassy of the Kingdom of Morocco, accredited to Djibouti, Mr. Mubarak Hadoudi. The meeting took place in the presence of Ismail Gulal Boudin, Secretary General, and Mr. Ali Abdan Abdou, Arab Affairs Advisor. Both parties expressed their satisfaction with the friendly relations that have strengthened over the years to reach a level of partnership of excellence in various fields between them and the need to develop them further, particularly in the parliamentary sphere. The President of the National Assembly, Mr. Deleta Mohamed Deleta, took the opportunity to wish the Moroccan representative every success in his new responsibilities. For his part, the Moroccan diplomat warmly thanked the welcome and availability of the government and the National Assembly for the success of his mission. As part of a courtesy visit, the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Deleta Mohamed Deleta, received Professor Abdulrazak Shawkat, Director of the Technical Cooperation for Africa, the International Atomic Energy Agency. The visit to Djibouti by the Director of the agency's Africa Division reflects his commitment to helping Djibouti implement its national cancer control program. The Republic of Djibouti has just joined the Rayon d'Espoir in Djerif, which will support the construction of the future regional oncology center, thanks in particular to funding from the Islamic Bank. Through this program, the IAEA will mobilize additional resources and carry out awareness-raising activities between the Republic of Djibouti and the IAEA in order to increase the contribution of atomic energy to peace, health. At the end of the visit, Professor Shakwa thanked the President of the National Assembly for his availability and the warmth of the welcome. He thanked the President of the National Assembly for his availability and the warm welcome he had given him. Djibouti Mahmoud Mustafa Daher takes part in the high-level government meeting organized by ICANN and the government of Rwanda in Kigali. Chaired by Rwanda's Minister of ICT Innovation, Mrs. Paula, the high-level government meeting brought together global stakeholders including governments, parliamentarians, business, civil society, academia, and the technical community to foster effective collaboration to coordinate and consolidate global internet governance initiatives. As part of his official visit to the Russian Federation, the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, held a bilateral meeting with his counterpart from the Russian Federation, Mr. Sergei Krastov. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training was accompanied at this working meeting by the Ambassador of Djibouti to Russia, Mr. Mohamed Ali Kamil, and the Secretary General of the Minister, Mr. Mohamed Abdullah Mahyouba. During the working meeting, which took place on June 9th, the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, thanked his Russian counterpart for the warm and frontal welcome extended to him and his delegation. The Djibouti Minister briefly outlined the significant advances made by MEMFOP under the leadership of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, in terms of enrollment, teaching quality, and pedagogical innovations, and then told to his Russian counterpart about the areas of collaboration he would like to develop with the Russian Federation, such as mechanics, electrical engineering, robotics, and digital technology, particularly cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. The Minister of Education of the Russian Federation thanked Minister Mustafa for his visit to Moscow and expressed his appreciation for the work accomplished by MENFOP. He congratulated the government of Djibouti under the aegis of the President of the Republic for having set up a Djiboutian and civic-minded school. On the banks of its official visit to the Russian Federation, the Djibouti delegation, comprising Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, and Ambassador Muhammad Ali Kamil, among others, visited Transport Training Center, where they observed the innovative and attractive training practices of the young learners. The center accommodates more than 3,000 learners in 13 training courses. It prepares students for a wide range of transport professions. The minister and his delegation were also able to observe a highly practical training program based on an approach that aims to place learners in professional learning situations very close to reality, combining simulation and real-life practice. He then visited the FORM Russia International Exhibition at the Moscow Congress Palace. In particular, he visited the Russian Region Pavilion, which showcases each Russia region. During this visit, the minister was able to discover the wealth and potential of the different regions of the Russian Federation. In fact, the pavilion were a veritable giant showcase of the country and its many different components of people. He also visited the Education Pavilion with great interest. The inspiring history of the evolution of education in Russia and the various thinkers in the field of education were much appreciated. The Saudi Ministry of Hajj and Umrah today organized a major symposium to discuss developments and phenomena related to the Hajj season. Ministers concerned with Hajj issues worldwide, including the Minister of Office in Islamic Affairs, Mr. Mu'min Hassan Bari, were invited to the symposium in order to understand the legal situation of the phenomenon under discussion. The phenomenon of infiltration and performing the Hajj without a permit dominated discussions on the symposium due to its negative impact on the safety and security of people performing Hajj and on the smooth organization of the season in general. Eminent ulama from various parts of the world expressed the ruling of Islamic law on this type of Hajj and issued a fatwa declaring its invalidity and avoiding any harm as one of the objectives of Sharia self-preservation. As a precautionary measure, pilgrims are issued with a card bearing encrypted data on the pilgrim and its destination. This card serves as a permit for its holder. The ulama also discussed a fatwa authorizing the measures announced by the Saudi Kingdom against violators of the system, including arrest, deportation, and fines. A large number of Islamic ulamas presented the symposium proceedings and answered questions from participating researchers and heads of missions. In line with the Manual Road Maintenance Program, the Djibouti Road Agency is actively pursuing its rehabilitation and renovation work on the National Road Network. This quarter, several key sections of the capital were renovated, notably in the section of City Saudi, plus Mahmoud Harbi and Engela traffic circles area, which are crucial for public transport and motorists alike. In addition, the link road between the main Campeski Hotel Road and the Aeron, located in the Rasdika commune, was fully rehabilitated this morning. Djibouti City Mayor Said Daoud attended the opening ceremony and saw for himself the rehabilitation of the stretch of the road and in presence of close collaborators and ADR Technical Director Mr. Abdurrahman. Mayor Said Daoud expressed his congratulations to the agency of road ADR for their hard work day and night to make the roads more passable and safe for users. According to ADR, repairs to Barwako Lane, several lanes at Aeron, and the 26th Avenue are also scheduled for this quarter. The Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development organized a World Environment Day workshop today at the Regional Council of Ali Sibeh. This event was a valuable opportunity to bring together various actors and parties around crucial themes for the preservation of our planet. The workshop was attended by the second Deputy Prefect of Ali Sibeh, Umar Idris Suge, the President of the Regional Council, Sharmanki Hassan Alale, representatives of decentralized institutions, civil society organizations, traditional chiefs, and all the region's dynamic forces. During the workshop, various initiatives and projects were presented and discussed, aimed at promoting ecosystem restoration and raising awareness of the environmental challenge they face. Many themes and strategies were explored to maximize the impact of corporate actions and ensure a holistic approach by environmental management. By fostering dialogue and cooperation, this event laid the foundations for continued fruitful cooperation. First and foremost, it is crucial to promote the adoption of coherent and effective environmental measures which take into account the need of local communities and incorporate participatory aid and inclusive approaches. This also includes awareness that everyone's role is crucial and that everyone is responsible for protecting the environment. Governments, institutions, businesses, local communities, and individuals all have a role to play in preserving our planet. Yesterday, the Gulait Stadium was the venue for a ceremony to hand out balls and sport kits to the country's various sports associations as part of the summer sports activities due to be launched soon. The event, chaired by the Secretary General of the Secretary of State for Sports, Mrs. Khadija Ibrahim Idris, was attended not only by members of the Secretary of State for Sports, but also by several heads of sport associations from the capital and inland regions. The sport kits handed out at the ceremony included a variety of equipment for different sports. This included footballs, volleyballs, handballs, basketballs, tennis equipment, and bicycles. This diversity of equipment is designed to encourage the practice of multiple sporting disciplines, enabling every young people to find an activity to his or her liking. Among the beneficiaries present, the Idris Muspalable, representative of the sports associations, expressed their gratitude for this material support, which will enable them to carry out their missions in the neighborhood. Still with sport news, where the Djibouti Football Federation is pleased to announce the launch of the Dakhel Regional League Championship held yesterday in Dakhel. The official delegation led by the Federation's acting president, Mr. Mohammed Yasin Yunis, also included Mr. Ali Haret, president of the Regional Leagues Commission, and Mr. Radwan Isa Suge, president of Communication and Marketing. The day began with the meeting at the Dakhel Regional Council, where the vice president were warmly welcomed. The delegation during the ceremony equipment was handed over to 12 teams from the Regional League. The Vice President of the Dakhel Regional Council expressed his deep gratitude in his speech of thanks. He warmly welcomed the initiatives of the Djibouti Football Federation and stressed the importance of this event for the local community. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, the Palestinian resistance movement Hamas on Monday welcomed the adoption of a UN Security Council resolution supporting the Gaza ceasefire proposal announced by US President Joe Biden. In a statement issued shortly after the resolution's adoption, Hamas said it welcomes what is contained in the Security Council resolution, which provides for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, full withdrawal, exchange of prisoners, and reconstruction. Hamas also expressed its readiness to cooperate with mediators to start indirect negotiations on the implementation of the principles of the resolution, which are in line with the demands of our people in our resistance. Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.